going on? Got some goopy hot glass. Oops. Who can make the biggest, fattest, longest? Oh.
Whoa!
Oh, they're falling
Let me see that.
Wait, it's still up?
Is that a double dropper?
Never say die.
I got a perfect little squiggle in mine.
Dang, Oliver.
All
That
right.
flat down dropper especial.
Oh, check this out. It's still up on there. It's the drip that we sell together. Whatever down. YouTube. Long 4-foot drip, 6-foot drip.
I think those drips are $12. But pretty weird having two pipes connected together like that. You're so used to the symmetry and the feeling of the gravity working on glass and having one pipe all lined up, and just doing this move feels so wrong and weird.
Hey everyone! You missed everything I said because my mic wasn't on. But now we'll figure it out. Welcome. This is The Gathering Point, a live show on YouTube. You were seeing some crazy raindrops we were doing. Oliver's was super, super long, and that's how it rolls. And Chris is getting started here on the warmer upper.
Check this out.
What am I checking out?
The crab just dropped and dunked it in the water.
So it's the crackle. Ooh, and it kind of got like flat.
Got a little bit.
Like it's oblong. It's kind of weird.
So Chris is getting started on a little something. And before we get the description of what he's making, I'll remind you guys, and maybe we're still all adjusting to this schedule, we're really getting our monthly shows in line. This is the last show of the month. Just like the first show of the month's always going to be the Goblet Show, where we make Venetian stemware and really cool, difficult, dangerous
Dangerous?
processes.
What?
This is the Artistic
Liberty Show?
Liberty Show, where we get inspired by something outside of the glass here, and we talk about it on the show, and we make pieces to match that inspiration. And so tonight specifically, we've got a selection of different flowers and bouquets put together, some by Michelle, some by Mother Nature, and we're gonna make some pieces inspired by those beautiful colors and symmetry and beautiful items. So this one is the warmer upper. This one's available for members only. If this one is in fact inspired by some sort of flower, we'll see that flower in a minute here.
It is going
Better
to
not be
be
the flower that I chose.
It's going to be heavily inspired,
Oh boy.
but it has nothing to do with your flower, pal.
And check this out. If you see his backside, folks, it was raining all day today. It's still about 85 degrees here in Michigan, and this is the humid type of days that we work with here in the shop, where pipes are literally pulling out of the locker and they're covered in rust.
I thought you were talking about the one gather, the vases and
You
the
wanna show
flowers
them
on
that
his
bubble?
shirt. Will you show the back of my shirt?
Yeah.
Because I wanted everyone to stay cool.
Snowman. Original, one of a kind.
There we go. There we go.
That's right, we do holiday product.
All right. This is Chris,
Is the footing tool in there?
Oliver,
Can we check for me?
Jacob. You're watching The Gathering Point here on
Can we put it in there?
YouTube, Facebook. We got Bess with her giant thing of water. She'll probably drink 3 of those during the show because reality is it's hot in here. All right, tell us where you're watching from. Bess, who do we got tuning in tonight?
Did you guys meet the players on the show so far? Did we introduce ourselves?
We just did.
Literally just now.
Oh. Well, that's great.
Thank you for joining, Jay.
Well, you saw Bess and the
We
whole
did.
deal and everything already? Well,
The whole
what the
deal.
heck?
Oh,
All right.
my name's Michelle.
So we've got a lot of people watching here already. We've got Dana says, hey, hey, hey. Carol says, hi from Sarnia. Ann Shield says, hello, Oliver.
Wait, is that
Hello.
Carol? Was that Carol?
Carol from Sarnia, yes.
Carol, your items are going to be made this week. There was one thing that we were missing, and since you're on the show, I'm catching you now.
Yeah, and for any of those of you guys that do have pending orders from the Glass Academy, our business here in Dearborn, Michigan, there's a couple custom orders and there is a couple online orders, Carol specifically and another one, that are in the queue. We're in a wild ride right now, folks, and a beautiful one of doing a bunch of different projects. We got the general contractors coming in for the bar. We're installing new furnaces, so we're working with one furnace right now. We're still running classes. The Renaissance Festival is gearing up. We're going out there for our second time tomorrow to repaint a lot of the booths, start bringing out product, update some displays, and so...
Blow, Oliver?
It's also the summertime, and so our production schedule has been slimmed down. So although it means we're still getting everything done we need to be getting done, certain specific orders, custom orders are
a little bit
in the
more,
queue, and it just takes a hair longer than it traditionally has right now. So
good.
Well, it's coming up.
Yeah, here's the reality. It's hot. So this is when a glass shop takes the opportunity to do some of their other tasks.
Well, we're not prioritizing other tasks over the orders. We're getting them.
No, I didn't mean over the orders. I just meant there's other things going on.
Yeah.
So I am making a flower-inspired piece, you guys, and it's going to be pretty sweet. I got a cool idea. A lot of bright colors that are all very, very flower-like. We've got a beautiful green. We've got some other really nice yellows.
And this piece is going to be the piece made available to members only. This is our member exclusive warmer upper piece. You'll get an email. We got Amy working it over here, sending it out when the time is right. And so
All right, I'll take a stem. Thumb size?
And if you have questions, let us know. But we do have a subscription option for a lot of people.
Drawing a stem out off of it, or we'll put on it.
Other perks, another good mojo.
I like how when I see the computer's like 5-10 seconds behind us. Behind the live.
A little time to get things going.
All through the internet, through the phone, through the everything. It's crazy.
Iris.
We've got Happy Tuesday, GA friends watching from Connecticut from Carrie.
Yeah, bigger than that
Judy
though.
says hi everyone.
Sorry.
Maceo says hello from California. Lori says hi all from Ohio. Sue says hi to all from Indiana. Alexis says hello from Gastonia. Susan says
Gastonia?
hi. This is Susan from, yes.
Where's Gastonia?
That is a wonderful question. Alexis, where is Gastonia?
Gastonia.
John says hi from Florida. Dave says looking forward to watching tonight's awesomeness. Donna says good evening everyone. Twinsburg here, getting ready for our annual Twins Days Festival. That sounds fun.
Here's the deal. The reason we ask where you guys are from, we are a small family business, and it's super cool to hear where you're all from because sometimes Facebook puts our stuff out there, sometimes it doesn't. And so we try different things every week. So I like the other countries joining in. That tells me what we did worked because it doesn't sound like they're always regular customers. It sounds like we got some newbies here.
Yeah,
So-
North Carolina.
If you are new to the show, introduce yourself. We will be blowing glass for an hour and a half. It's like talking to your TV. You can ask us questions about glass blowing, what's shaking out, what we're making, and strangely enough, you can actually buy the products that we're making.
It's true, and over on the YT, I don't know, did we already talk about coming from Argentina?
I was about to
gonna
read that.
read
That's
it.
on Hell. He's been
Sweden.
watching here for a couple weeks now. Always love to see in the comments. He says, please have an excellent time glass blowing.
Yeah.
We've got Peter from Sweden. We've got Norman from really far Dearborn Heights.
Super fun. You know who else was watching? And he says, hello, Chris? Ian from Ohio.
Really?
Yep, he called me last week. He thought he was calling you, but he called me. We had a nice conversation on the way home from the show.
Nice.
Pretty sweet. Hope you're doing good out there, Ian.
He says he learns things every week from you guys blowing glass, and continue the good work. Even though he doesn't post in the comments, he's watching with big eyes.
Yeah, we know everybody doesn't necessarily like to comment. We know a lot of people watch after the fact. So those of you that are sitting here right now and it's Wednesday evening or it's Thursday morning,
Okay,
I
off.
hope you guys are
Or
having a
it's
great
6
second half of
That's
the week.
good.
6 months from now, and it's
I'm all
winter.
okay?
Right.
Okay, we're gonna go for a
Michelle,
foot.
my mom
warming up.
found an answer for you. Gastonia is in North Carolina.
Nice.
I did
Very
not know
cool.
this. It sounded very exotic.
It did.
North Carolina seems kind of neutral.
So to get into the actual process of what's happening here, we got a really beautiful piece going on. The yellows never look true while you're working with them and while they're hot. Excuse me, they look kind of brown. And
So they
a bit
look
funky.
false?
They look a little bit false. That's right. That's exactly right. And so does the green. The green looks a little bit muddled as well, and it looks like maybe we've got an iridescent gold stem that will become iridescent later. But Chris opted to, as we like to do,
Go ahead and put that green on the right on it, one coat.
for the warmer upper, we don't just do something simple to get warm. Chris hasn't blown glass at all today. In fact, none of us have. So the best way to get warmed up is to make a goblet. And
Yeah,
any
get her
glass
screaming.
blower that's watching us, any amateur glass blower or experienced glass blower, will know that what I just said is a little bit sarcastic, but that's how we like to do it.
You're not sarcastic.
No. And you're going to watch him put on a footing tool foot here, which is a lot easier said than done. But when it goes on crisp and it goes on clean, it's one of the nicest type of stem feet you'll see.
So the interesting thing for me is listening to the words and thinking about the audience. Like in the glass blowing world, we have words we use, crisp and clean. But for a regular customer, what does that mean? So crisp means he didn't hit the side of the furnace, the color's going on really nice, the cut from the shears works really well.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Those are all things when you are a talented glass blower, looks really easy.
And those of you that have worked perhaps a deep fryer, or if you've ever done kettle corn in a giant kettle and you work it up real good and you got it popping and crackling, and then you take it out, you bite into one of those pieces of kettle corn and it's super crisp.
I was thinking of like a Granny Smith apple myself, but
That's the same thing as
kettle
well.
corn, all right.
What Chris just did there with Oliver's first bit of the day, second bit of the day, was really quite spectacular, folks. It was really quite spectacular.
Turned it into something special.
It's depending on the angle that you have and how much knowledge you have of glass blowing. Having a wonky foot on there and squishing it with the paddle is a very difficult thing, and Chris just made it look perfectly easy. No,
Kind of felt like it.
I'm not talking about Oliver's foot, but Oliver's ankle is bad today, or his knee.
My knee.
It's the knee.
The knee is black because of all the stuff you guys were moving.
Yeah, it's not black and blue because of any kind of mojo, but he did have something happen on the boat over the weekend.
Uh-oh. What'd you do on the boat?
He doesn't have a mic yet.
Whoa! Okay, he doesn't have a mic. Later in the show, Oliver and I trade mics. In the beginning of the show, I want to make sure I'm getting all the details across to you guys. You know where you're at. You know where our studio is located, which is in Dearborn, Michigan. Easiest way to remember it is the home of Henry Ford.
Would love to hear if anything amazing has happened in anybody's life recently. It's been, for us, we've been really ramping it up and working hard and making a lot of different things happen. But if you guys had something cool happen in the last week or so, you did something interesting over the weekend, anything glass related, anything
It matches
that
our
inspired
question.
you,
That's
let
why
us know.
I was going to say,
All right, well,
get it on the next spin. We have a chance to win. Every show we do something where you get a chance to win. And I was letting Jake know that if you answer tonight's question, it kind of relates to what he just asked you. Do you agree?
Yeah. What up,
Gorgeous.
Sharon?
Sharon says hi everyone. Pam says hi everyone. Carol says I'm so excited to get my giveaway from last week. That will be my first one.
Yay! The giveaways. We're going to talk about that question later. Every show we do a question. If you go to our e-news at Glass Academy, send your answer in, you are entered to win. Doesn't cost a thing. Easy questions. No right or wrong answer, just kind of some fun little questions. And this week's is, what kind of community event have you attended this summer that you enjoyed? Like
Oliver
a concert.
just brought over, I'm sorry to change the subject, but Oliver just brought over a beautiful pink lip wrap. And that went on beautifully. It was presented beautifully. Chris put it on perfectly symmetrical. And whenever I see a pink lip wrap come on, that's just a little application of color on any type of drinking vessel or vase or anything like that. It's just a little bit at the top. When I see a pink one, it reminds me
Add
of
more
the fact
color on
that
if you
pink
want.
is made with gold. And it always feels kind of classy to me if you're going to be drinking out of a goblet like this, to think about the fact that that glass on the very lip was changed in color and structure by gold. It's kind of a gaudy, fancy fact.
Fancy.
Yep.
Nope,
That's right.
because I want to have the ribbed edges.
So this is the point where as we get longer and longer on making this, it's connected on that bottom, on that punty, the flip around piece. The more Chris focuses on the lip, the colder that connection gets on the bottom. So it becomes more and more important to make sure he heats it deep, not too deep so that the stem starts to move and wiggle and lose shape. But if that piece gets too cold on the bottom, if any portion of that goblet gets too cold throughout this process, it'll crack and it'll fall off. And especially having something thin like this, when you're torquing on the top and putting different bits like this on here and different parts of pieces of pressure on the stem, really important that your temperatures are all correct.
So the bonus is, because I know where they're going, I can get you these awesome shots because I know the timing. I kind of stepped right in after Oliver walked away. Chris is adding some detail onto this. Sounds like Oliver's behind me, getting something else ready. So if you're a glass blower, this gives you the exact timing of how long it takes to make those bits. And that's one of the trickiest things to learn. Sometimes in like TV shows like Blown Away, they will edit all the time out because they need to squash down the content. We're doing this show live, so there's no hiding anything.
I just stood back and it got on center. It was nice.
All right, the next bit.
So he's doing the old 1-2, folks. The 1-2 is a little bit different than the 1-2-3, and the 1-2 is one flower on either side of the stem. He's torching it, getting away the cut mark before he puts this beautiful little berry mold in there. It looks like the center of a flower or whatever that's called.
Stamen or
something. We're not flower anatomy folk, but we do get inspired by them.
If you know what the center of a flower is called,
The pistil. Kind of like, maybe it's not even like that. It's more like a little mulberry, you know? Mulberry. I think a lot of people actually don't like mulberries because they're technically kind of an invasive species and they put stains all over your driveway.
sure do taste good.
and then get
though.
in your living room
And they get in your mouth. And,
and the birds fly over your car and they do their special deal.
They do their special deal.
Yeah,
That's
but
right.
you're not talking about the nutrients and the vitamins that you get from mulberries when you eat them fresh off the tree.
The birds are talking about it.
I talk about it when I walk the dog.
The birds are like, look at this, fiber.
That's why they're singing every morning.
So originally, when I designed this in my head, I coated the bottom with a really beautiful, two different brilliant yellows, and then I coated the cracks with that great, like, mint green, flowery green that was in the picture, the inspiration picture. And my thought was to spin it open, and the center would be yellow, and the outside would be all these green lines. But now that I'm looking at it, it's a really beautiful functional wine glass, but I don't know, maybe we should put it in the comments and see if people want me to spin it into a flower or if they want to leave it a wine glass.
I gotta lean towards wine glass.
Same here.
I gotta.
Because a flower would be a nice candy dish.
Like a compote type deal?
Yeah, but fluttered down.
Well, you guys got this heat to let us know in the comments. Drop the comments. You got Bess on Facebook. Oliver's looking at YouTube. Amy's looking at both of them.
I say wine glass. Amy, what do you say?
Wine glass or flower? Compote.
Just open the top up so it's fluttered and wavy and looks like a flower.
Can I give?
Well, it is up to the viewers.
Well, watch out, everybody. I got the camera now. It's about to go down.
I've got one vote for wine glass so far, and
All right.
I haven't heard from anybody else. Icarus says, late to the show since I'm getting ready to go camping, but I'm glad I caught the show. Icarus, we're glad you're here too. Thank you so much for our little gifts and care packages from your trip.
3 for wine glass. 1 for flower, 2 for flower. There's 4 for wine glass, 5.
There we go. They're pouring in now. A lot of votes for wine, but we do have a couple flower votes thrown in there. A 3rd for flower.
Yeah.
Another one for wine.
Oh, excuse me. On the flower show, I'm gonna get inspired by this flower watch. It might not even be a flower, but it is a flower.
Why do you own that?
I own this because Icarus,
How about
an
some
amazing
reduction?
champion connoisseur of the Glass Academy and all of the things glass, went to Indonesia and brought this home from Indonesia for me and brought a couple other tasty treats for the Glass Academy
And thank
team.
you for my gifts too.
And a big shouts out to that beautiful gesture. It's super cool.
Yeah,
We
so
gotta
there's
rep
your
it.
inspiration for your next piece.
Oh, I already have my piece all planned out. It's
Oh.
All right.
I just love that it spins.
true. It's so cool. It's so satisfying.
We're sticking with the wine glass, folks. There it is, your floral spring / midsummer wine glass.
Mint green, like a sand and naturistic yellow, and strawberry milk pink, ladies and gentlemen. Iridescent gold on the stem. Let's make sure it gets off the pipe okay. We'll get it into the annealing oven and let it cool down overnight. Oh yeah.
You stamp it good?
We're gonna grab our nice
That needs
symmetrical
to go in the oven real quick.
fork.
We're going to show you guys the inspirational flowers as soon as I get this in the box.
Watch the hook taking them off.
Yep.
Nice, and we're not going across the studio. We're right here today.
All right. Got the special hook.
All right, Bess is going to pop in those photos.
So I've got the photo on the left-hand side of the screen. But that is just an inspirational photo. I believe these are floral arrangements Michelle worked on this week. Is that correct? Okay, so you guys can see here, you've got the couple different shades in that first flower. You've got the pink flower on the side, which is kind of what Chris was going after there. What Michelle's showing you guys right now is the table, and the table does go live in 7 minutes. But we've got some amazing garden-themed pieces, again, to go with our flower theme for the night. These are all one-of-a-kind pieces. Beautiful, beautiful items to have in your garden, pops of color, especially when maybe we're in the very beginning of spring and you don't have flowers growing yet. We've just kind of got the nice leafy greenness. So these are good pops of color to have in your garden year-round. So that table will go live in 6 minutes, and I'll put the link in the comments to
You know what
these
is so
items.
cool? The sun kicked in right as we were doing this.
It did.
I'm not ready yet. I said halfway.
So this is show 278. This is kind of a mix-up between a garden-themed show and an artistic liberty show. We've got some flowers for inspiration this week. What's going on next, Jake?
Next, I wanted to see, actually, I had no idea which flower Chris was being inspired by and what he was doing on that one, so I'm pretty darn confident he did the flower that I was using.
I think I found the one he was using.
Okay. Well, then you want to toss up the one I'm going to do?
Absolutely. So that's going to be on your left-hand side. So if you stand right there, you're great and still in shot.
That's what you're making.
Perfect.
So this flower, ladies and gentlemen, is super cool.
Thank you.
One of my favorite color themes is this. I got a buddy who, when we go out on the golf course, I got a lot of tan clothes. He calls me the Tanimal. And this flower is, in fact, quite tan. And so what we're going to do is be inspired by this flower, and all the colors that Chris used out here are those colors, and we're going to make a mug that's going to be clear, but it could have optics in it, but probably not. It's going to be a clear, beautiful shape. Here we go. Better draw it up.
And this is a straw flower. So for those
give
of
us
you,
the flower details. 'Cause I
yeah,
don't
those of
even know
you
about
who
it.
know,
Flower pack.
Yeah,
this one is like crispy. In the field, it's like
it's crispy.
it sounds like a dried flower. Its petals are not
Oh,
soft.
I know what you're talking about.
I love them. They're so hardy. They're so symmetrical.
They are crispy. Crispy is a good word.
Oh, crispy's the word of the night. Maybe we use that as one of the hashtags.
Classic mug, but going around the body on the far side. So on the opposite side, if you're a righty facing the cement, is going to be the biggest flower. Then we'll do two smaller ones, but they're going to be applied with multiple different bits. So we'll put on one bit, squish it in the center, and then cut it a bunch of times so it's kind of got petals going like this all the way around. Kind of like that flower. And maybe, even if I got enough heat, I can pinch them right in the middle, each one of them, so they get that little bit of fold to them. So we'll alternate the colors on all three of them so that one's pink is the big, one's yellow is the big, one's gold is the big. Then we'll do another one in the middle and another one there. And maybe two of them have 3 layers and one, the smallest one, only has 2 layers.
Also, the straw flowers, the centers are always a bright color.
Gotcha.
And are you doing the bits onto the piece when it's a little smaller, so it's a color pattern, or are you doing them so they're, and then you're marvering them in and blowing them out so the flowers are on them, or are they three-dimensionally?
They're 3D.
Oh.
And that's why, in particular, I chose this shape so that it's not the most protruding portion of the mug, so that if you cheers it or it's in your cupboard or whatever, these aren't risked too much by being delicate. Maybe perhaps the foot's going to be
So
the widest
that's
part
the bottom. This is the top. I meant the wrong way.
So you're saying you didn't want to make a mug like this?
That's right. Not the cauldron.
Because
Or
the flower
eyeball.
would be sticking off the front of the piece like that.
Precisely.
Well, is that what you're making, or?
And that would be a beautiful flower vase, a shape like that with something decorative on it that you're not washing in the sink and everything, but
Just
that's
put
exactly
flowers
it.
in.
Yep.
I do want to mention
So it's time.
Oh wait.
There we
Mention
go.
it, Bess. Mention it.
I want to mention real quick that the warmer-upper piece is live for those Loyalty League members. So if you guys are interested in purchasing that beautiful goblet that Chris just made and you're a Loyalty League member, good news is that link is now live for you guys to use. So fast fingers, good luck.
Fast fingers.
Fast fingers.
I kind of like the idea of maybe every once in a while somebody has to put in the MP flower facts in the thing, and then Michelle's got to kick out a flower fact. Wouldn't that be
Okay.
sweet?
I do like it.
Yeah, that'd be sweet for. You think I have a lot of knowledge. All right, let's talk about today's question. It's kind of a lot. What's the most memorable or impactful community event you've attended during the summer, and why did it stand out to you? Could have been the concert we went to.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that Def Leppard concert was pretty darn pimp. Steve Miller, Def Leppard, and Journey, Michelle's favorite group. She loves Journey, you guys.
And to all of you out
she can't
there,
even sit around without turning Journey on.
I absolutely despise Journey. Do
Huh?
not send me any Journey paraphernalia, gifts, anything that has to do with Journey.
I don't know.
I will no longer be your friend.
Mom's saying now that she doesn't like Journey. When at the concert, she was just on the edge of her chair,
I was
screaming.
throwing
She was
up
talking about
on
how
the
she
side.
couldn't fight that feeling.
Oh, that was lame.
That's good. All right, folks. So the first step of this is that this is being done in clear, and that's both an easier thing and a more difficult thing at the same time.
What was that
Easy-
one-handed marber thing that I just saw?
I noticed that
What?
immediately.
Whoa!
I was talking.
Do not try this at home.
Carrie said you were a trooper, Michelle.
Thank you, Carrie. Thank you.
Here's our bubble.
Carrie saw her.
But it was a memorable experience. I will always remember that.
Table is live. Thank you, Chris.
I love that. It sounds so funny. The table's alive. Run!
Table is live. I'm popping that link to the table in the comments.
Did everybody just see what Jake's doing right here? Put in the comments what the most important tool that glass blowers use is that he just used and is still using. What is it, guys? You know what it is. We tell you this all the time.
Blowpipe, air.
Don't
Blow
be
it?
giving them clues or anything, Shell. Jeez.
Beautiful.
The answer's Oliver.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
The answer is Oliver.
You guys, I have to really confirm that Oliver is a tool.
Whoa! I don't know how I like that.
That's tough.
That doesn't sound like that's going to go over
He
very
asked for
well.
that. He wound himself up for that.
So I want to mention to you guys, Etta was absolutely soaking wet today while we were prepping for the show.
She'll show up. She's not here
She'll
now.
show up at some point, but she looked really pitiful and dirty and scruffy, and it was the cutest thing.
She's getting to understand the shop life, folks, and it's just one more reason for anybody out of town to come into town just outside of Detroit and come visit the studio, because she's only going to be a kitten for how much longer?
Until
Yeah.
she's one.
Until
And-
she's not a kitten anymore?
Yep.
Maybe we could rent her out and like UPS her to people for a weekend. Put her in there right in the
Now
box.
that's an entrepreneur's mind.
Yeah. Just send her on her way.
The old school Netflix model, but for Etta.
Yes.
Hey, I have to say
A
though,
little bit of cabbage, please.
she's been amazing and nothing has broken. People said, well, isn't she going to jump on all the displays and
What do you
knock
mean?
stuff over?
Well, I guess she didn't break anything.
She didn't break anything.
But there was a whole flower pot. What? You can't tell people that?
She was
She's a
chasing
menace,
fly
folks.
and she knocked over a flower pot that had a plant
So
in
you're
it.
sticking up for her now?
She got excited.
Her
She was a baby.
protector.
100%. No glass was broken in this
All right. you're
endeavor.
right.
She's just a baby.
Saw in the studio, Jake.
The last fly?
Yeah.
Yes, she's like 0-0, man. She's
Yeah, I
winning.
guess. I haven't seen one in a while.
This is Etta.
Or we could say
My house.
Etta 6 because she's caught 6 flies. The fly 0.
A little
What
more
color
cabbage.
foot you want, Jake?
Oh.
Because I'm bringing it. The tool's taking a break over
Good.
there.
It's tool number 2.
Gotta cool down.
Do you remember in thing
I
1
think
and
it
thing
should be
2?
green. With like 2 or 3
Dr.
big coats.
Seuss.
My sister and I were thing 1 and thing 2 for
Yeah.
Halloween one year, and we were in the same pair of pants, and we hopped around like that all night.
Will you write down on the clipboard tool 1 and tool 2? Mm-hmm. That'd be funny to make t-shirts.
So the difficult thing is what I was trying to say earlier about clear is that the easy thing is that I can see where the bubble's going. It's not opaque. I know what's going on. I can change and affect the bubble and manipulate it in the exact way that I want. But the difficult thing is that if I don't do something exactly like I want, that thickness and that discrepancy in material is going to be very vivid to the eyeball. And fortunately, after not blowing glass all day, we've got a really nice looking situation here, and the clear is showing all that beautiful symmetry very well. Now we're going to start adding the color on there, and because it's a clear background, these colored flowers are going to look incredible. And we chose this green because you can see Would you pop that picture up one more time real fast? And all the stems.
I will move them to the right.
The stems have a slightly like minty green. They're not like a deep emerald green. They're not like a granny green. They're very much like this green. So that's why we're going to put it on as the foot and the handle.
Since we worked in clear.
Yeah, it doesn't happen frequent. Squeaked it. And this is going to be a really beautiful pedestal foot, just to kind of give it that flowery elegance and mojo. Squish.
For those of you folks who are interested in buying our second furnace,
Nice. Lighten up.
take a look at the quality of that clear crystal coming out of that furnace.
That's right.
That's just to go to show you that it still produces amazingly beautiful crystal glass.
Even though it's 20 years old.
That's right. Those things do run forever, but I just think the combination of wanting to have some nice new furnaces and doubling the size of the glass that's in our furnace is important.
Dad, I appreciate the preparation of that honey, but I think we're going to put the flowers on first.
Oh, no problemo.
So, now that we got this really nice flower stem pedestal foot, I'm thinking for this first one, Oliver, about the size of a golf ball.
Okay.
You ready?
Full back action.
Yeah. And what did we talk about? Doing sand first?
Yeah.
I think that's appropriate.
I like these mystery colors here. They're called the Invisibles.
I love the invisibles.
I know. That's what keeps our proprietary system secret.
Nice. Number two. We can do 2 schmacks of that. And number 2 is going to be gold, and then we'll do yellow. I don't know if we want to alternate them or if we need to. We might not need to.
R2D2?
Yeah.
What?
R2D2 number 2.
So someone is asking. Let's try that again. Someone is asking how to
What's
enter the
their
giveaway.
name?
How to what?
Their name is Nancy.
Okay.
Nancy is asking how to enter the giveaway. Nancy, to
Nancy.
enter the giveaway, you are going to answer the question, and we'll show it again here shortly, but you'll answer the question of the week, and you send in your answer to enews@glassacademy.com. You want to make sure you have your answer in the email as well as your name so that we know who you are. And that is a question we do every single week. I will have it up on the screen later on towards the end of the show.
And I will walk over to the table and show what this week's giveaway is. Every week it's different.
So we've got actually 2 giveaways this week. We're going to be announcing last week's winner, and we'll also be announcing the $100 gift card for the monthly winner. So stay tuned for that a little later in the show.
It's going to be protruding off the side just a little bit, but...
Chris says hi everyone in the comments.
Oh,
I wonder where he
Chris.
is.
God, I gotta move faster.
If you heard Jake say that he's got to move faster, it's a trick, man.
Finger.
You're thinking of different things. You could have so many cuts before the piece cools off. It's tricky.
Oh yeah, looking good. It does have the straw flower look to it too.
I like it. Okay. I'll take one flash and you're looking pretty much good. Perfect. Dad, could you grab the sphere?
The what?
The sphere. It's right in there.
Oh,
I'll take it right away. You got it.
You gonna torch it a little?
Thanks.
That's what I call some cuts.
Serious. The cuts aren't bad. The cuts aren't hot, but they are physically demanding. But the tweezers on the last one, I'm gonna try and zip through this one because they were sizzling my finger. And each pinch I do, I can adjust where they're sitting a little bit.
You know, I was just gonna tell Jake. You know, you should dip your hand in
Aguacita.
the water before you start doing that. But he's got a thin, clear piece of glass there, and if a drop of water dripped off his hand when he was working above it, he'd be going up Bummer Creek.
Oh no.
With no paddles, and you don't want to be going up Bummer Creek.
Oh God.
That's for sure.
It's the worst.
Ah,
Kind of thinking about the bend in this piece right now, kind of like we think about goblets and the way Chris had one side laying down until he put the bit on the opposite side.
Right.
And I kind of need to think about this one like in a good way, which is
It's like a third, right? Because you're going to have some handle action. The other flower, I mean, it's not going to be opposite side. It's going to be kind of like a third of a turn. And the handle will be on the other side.
I'm still thinking about this.
Uh-oh.
that's his tactic to confuse you while you're working.
I don't have any tactics.
Ding, ding,
Ding,
ding, ding, ding.
That's looking like a straw flower. So the other trick is if he's turning this into a mug, this is a lot of weight on one side. So another thing you have to consider is the opposite side with the handle. It needs to be heavy to counteract that weight. These are kind of the subtle things that glass blowers don't think about until they make the piece. They set it on the table and it falls over.
Yeah,
Because
I
it
don't
has
know.
happened to us.
Right.
There's one way you learn.
You want me to start with the next one?
Yes, please.
You need a little black bit for the center, something dark.
No, I don't think so. Do I?
Flowers.
Let people take a look, or they know, they saw.
You using zoom on that? It was just weird. It was only that far away from the piece.
All right. Staying away from the heat. Our shows are an hour and a half in the summer because the camera does heat up. So I backed off. And in the winter, we do 2-hour shows.
So he's getting ready to. Is that a punty?
No.
Oh, we're doing the other flower now. That's what we
Yeah.
were talking about?
Yep.
I like it. Sounds good. Want to take a look at the table? Want me to show off a couple pieces?
I
So
don't,
that one will be sand,
Okay.
and then we'll do pink. That'll be the small one. That'll be a two tier. And then the next one that we do, when we do the other 3 tier, if we could do gold as the first one. Same size, just gold in the next one.
some breaking news came.
This is sand yellow right now. You have to. Then you want to pink.
That's right, Oliver, and yes. Yep.
While you guys are watching, you get to listen to the wonderful sound of my voice as I start to do some housekeeping. So we have a couple things to talk about tonight, and I'll wait until the camera's on me to be able to do some giveaways. But I wanted to mention that there was an article in the Detroit Free Press. If you guys are not local, that is one of our larger local newspapers here, about glass blowing and specifically the Glass Academy. We did post a link to this on our Facebook page, and I can definitely get it and put it in the comments again. But the article was a beautiful feature of the Glass Academy, talking a little bit about the history of glass blowing and how we are constantly changing what we're doing, fresh ideas, different ways of doing things, Guinness World Record that we have, all different kinds of categories. It was a beautiful article that unfortunately did not get printed in the newspaper just because there was some breaking news that needed that spot instead. But it is a beautiful article online that is available to read, and I will make sure that that gets posted in the comments for you guys. I also have a really cool picture that actually goes along with our items tonight because it is garden themed. If you didn't already know, there is an awesome group on Facebook called the Glass Academy Addicts.
Love the addicts.
We love the addicts. If you aren't in that group already, I encourage you to go and join. But one of the addicts posted an amazing picture. Sorry, I can hear the train going by. I don't know if you guys can hear that. But one of the addicts posted an awesome picture of her yard. So shout out to Sarah for giving us that picture. And you can see we've got different garden reeds. We've got a little mushroom cap gnome in there. We've got some mushrooms in there. We've got garden bloom in the back. All kinds of fun things going on. So I do have that up in the middle of the screen real quick here, so you guys can see that beautiful picture. But shout out to Sarah, amazing way of displaying all of your pieces.
Are you showing them the addicts content?
Yes, I showed that picture from Sarah.
I love it, and I think it's so cool we check in with the addicts page because we get to see it. We see it on the FB, check in with the people, and love to see, I mean, we haven't seen a box unveiling in a while, but just seeing people's displays and where the products end up and what kind of home they're going to and who's getting them. Really cool, and it's super cool that it's the community that's talking about them, the glass appreciation community, and everyone's on the same page.
What else I like about Sarah too is there is other products. It looks like ceramic mushrooms.
Yeah, she's got a really nice display going of some different pieces, and honestly, if that was in my backyard, I'd never want to leave. I'd want to sit out there and read a book, hang out, because it's a nice little happy spot.
372, 73, 373 snips, you guys.
Is your mic on, Chris?
That's a lot of snips.
We talk about Michelle's a really good proponent and person of, nah, let's do the pink and then the yellow.
What are you saying, Jake?
Let me start over after these 375 pinches.
7,
70.
8, 9,
Fingers.
14, 32.
Yow!
That is a thumb stiffener.
You dip your hand in water, you know.
Get a little bit. I just don't like that water dripping, like Chris was saying, and just all that sloppiness and action. The inside, looking through to these pieces, looks super cool. Look, I don't know how well you can see, but the gold, the way that it looks like bunny ears when we use the crimps.
Stay right there. Oh, yeah.
Super sweet. Getting off center to sit like that, so I'm gonna, sorry Oliver. We were getting a shot there. This is gonna be a thicker mug, and what I was trying to say is that Michelle's a great proponent of putting flowers into mugs, and they work really well. And so this piece being as decorative and one of a kind as it is, maybe would do well with all that going on. And then we're going to finish with a little bit of yeller. All of our favorite colors, right?
Flower colors. That's
Man, it feels
Jake's
so
favorite
good.
color. You guys remember that from a few weeks ago, yeller.
right, I'll take it back.
Anywho,
Thank you, sir.
get thirsty over here with all these pinches and pulls and snips.
I did just get that link to that article in the comments on both Facebook and YouTube if you guys were interested in checking that out.
I like Oliver's shirt with the fan. He looks like one of those Michelin dolls. You know how they like blow you up, or like the blow up costumes. Not in a bad way, Oliver. It's just a moment in time. I'll take that fresh air anytime.
Should I take a flash or is this the one?
Take a flash real quick. That is the one better thing, sorry.
Communication in action. Looks like we sold some splashes off the table, folks. This may be the last virtual gallery of garden product for us this year as we transition into pumpkins.
You know, we could do splashes like a winter show because they look amazing in the snow.
Blooms.
Yeah, you can leave them out year round.
They do. They look really freaking nice.
And you know what I never thought of? Like someone in Texas doesn't have snow. They might want one in the winter.
Someone in Florida.
Someone in Georgia.
You know who you are.
Someone in Australia.
So on Facebook, I just activated a poll that says mug or vase. I'm curious if you guys would use this to drink out of or if you'd use it as a decorative piece to put flowers in.
I am curious.
Are you practicing being a pirate? Aye.
All right.
So if you are watching us on Facebook, I'm pretty sure, but maybe I didn't. We did a bosom chiller photo shoot this weekend. We had a model change outfits 3 times. I don't think she watches the show, but Heather, if you're out there, thank you. She had an assistant with her to stitch up those corsets and hold the umbrella. Royal Glassmakers page has a picture of her.
I do have it ready to queue up on the screen whenever you
Oh,
like
yeah,
it
yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
Go ahead. So I need to scoot over.
Nope, it's in the middle now this time. So it's just there. It'll be there
Okay.
for a second because he's thinking anyway.
A bosom chiller is exactly what it implies. It chills your bosom. Because that's what you do in Renaissance time. You put ice in this little cup and slide it in your costume, and you have unchilled bosom.
Now, I want to remind everyone as we look at this piece and analyze it, I don't know if you were, but I was, that this is going to be a bright pink. These 2 bottom colors are a really cool tan, sandy, multi-tone yellowish color. And then we've got our brilliant yellow that looks orange. Let's do it. That looks orange right now on the very tips of 2 of those flowers. But when this comes out of the box, when it goes from 1200 degrees down to room temperature, it's going to be a really bright color.
It almost reminds me of cake decorating right now,
Totally.
right? Like a Food Network show where they're like gooping on the frosting.
It's got a fun rotation to it.
Yeah, it's a little funky. Thank you. Oliver was just noticing that with the weight distributed to one side, it's got a little bit of a weird rotation. And when you're blowing production glass and you're making one product in many different colors throughout the day, and really you're just getting everything dialed in and you know your shop really well, I'll oftentimes, we'll be talking here and I'll just try and focus on, I'll be looking this way, listening to the music, and I'll try and feel the gravity of the piece, taking a gather right out of the furnace, and feel when I turn back and forth and try and keep it on center without actually looking at the pipe. And this is one that would be impossible to do when it's so off center and in weight that there's no way I could just eyeball it and have it on center. But if something is a perfect mass or it's really hot, you can attempt to do that.
So my poll results.
Oh, yeah.
3 people voted for mug, and 13 people voted for vase.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling about it too. Let me get it a little bit taller. but not too tall. We don't want it to be able to tip over.
So you know what that means? I get to put flowers in it next week.
That's right. If only we could. I mean, the beautiful thing about this, and we were talking about it before the Artistic Liberty show, when we first started this one, it was because we had these drawings, physical drawings to be inspired by. And we can't ship you guys a bunch of flowers. We've actually done that before, but that's not really what we're specialty. It's shipped from a different person. We're not flower shippers, and it would be tough depending on who purchases this. But in future shows, we will look to get something physical that can be included, the inspiration with the final piece, because that's a pretty cool idea. And to have a story to tell about your product is always the best part.
We have the same number of people watching on Facebook as YouTube right now.
That's great news.
I don't know that I've ever seen the same numbers at the same time.
Putting on a golden lip wrap here.
So what did you say about gold lip wraps? They remind you that it's beautiful to drink out of, expensive.
Yeah. And then, Dad, when the time's right, would you mind whipping up an optic twisted green handle?
They wanted a vase, so are you putting a handle and making it a mug?
Well, it's a multi-functional item.
Absolutely.
Well, you can use it however you want, but the idea is that a lot of mugs look really nice as vases, and I actually have come to really love the handle on the side. It adds a little extra color to it, kind of completes the image to the human brain.
Is that a twisted handle?
It's like, delicious. So scrumptious.
Is the handle colored?
Yep. Green optic twist.
I think that's a hint.
I do want to read a comment from Mary. Mary says, shout out to whoever packed the basket from last week. It got to me in one piece, as always. Amazing and awesome packing skills. I believe that was Ellery.
That's hardcore. I was nervous about that one.
And I was nervous until I didn't get a chance to look at the piece I made before it shipped out.
Oh, where's the violin?
no.
I always feel like I missed out when it gets packed up and shipped before I see it.
Even though it sat around for 3 days?
I don't know.
Amy got him. Didn't you watch the Neela reveal? What? Chris Nordine is a member. Members get to see the Neela reveal. That's when Jake and Oliver walk through each item, talk about its special features, and share the moments of the show that were nail-biting, exciting, etc. But yeah, I'll give a shout out to Ellery. That was insane.
Oliver was just asking how I'm thinking about the heat. I'm really, the heat of having these thick pieces down on the bottom, and I'm really trying not to heat that deep. And I'm only working on this top portion here. I got a little bit extra heat down there, but just by turning it like this, if I've got too much heat on that core section, the centripetal force will spin that out and it'll pull it off the body of the mug. And what kind of force? Centripetal.
What? All right, I've got a challenge for you guys. In 5 words or more, describe the piece Jake is making right now in the comments.
That's a great challenge. I was going to say there's no way my brain could focus on that while I'm
Not for
trying
you.
to handle
Not
the
for
handle.
you. Everybody else.
All right. Gotta tuck it down. Optic twister. What you gonna do? Oliver, welcome to the audio of the show. The audio
Hello,
portion.
Oliver.
Maybe I'll just stay silent. I'm here. Howdy, everybody.
It's nice to hear your voice. Chris, Mary says, Chris, thank you for creating the beautiful basket. I'm so lucky to have it. I believe it's the piece that I have that you made. Yes, Chris made the basket. Of course, with some help.
Yeah. I'm glad I could do it. I love that extra curly Q special.
Yeah,
That's like, so when you got the giant bouquet and it's bulging out all around the top, that handle's still hanging out, so you can pick it up and take it over and put it under the sink and add a little water in it, or you can hold it up in your front window and show your neighbor and be like, eat your heart out.
Exactly.
Everyone's had a moment like that.
Exactly.
There were about 5 different things that crossed my mind. It was kind of like when your life flashes before your eyes as Chris was walking over with the handle. And the first one was just that these flowers are so thick. I was thinking of like a pitcher and the way you offset the weight of a pitcher by having the handle up top, by having that pouring ability. And then the second thing was just that this would be really cool looking. And then the third thing was...
Yeah.
He got
It's just like, I think the word that I was searching for was it's very whimsical.
Whimsical.
It is whimsical,
Sure.
and I really like that he chose to do the main body
Stamper?
of the mug in clear because
Yeah,
it
I'll
really
get
makes
that.
those colors of the flowers pop.
I do move around a lot of vases
Yeah.
in the house, and having a bigger handle is super nice.
Yeah, the third thing was that it's not for this motion. That's not the motion. It's for just holding it like that, like a pitcher. If anything, it's like that to pour out the water. So,
I mean, we should invent a name for a vase that's designed from a mug. You know, like I try to think what it would be like. Can't say
mace?
a mace,
Mace?
but a vug.
a bug.
A vug.
That sounds
What
like
did-
a
what did you say?
Volkswagen Beetle.
A vake. Yeah. A vase. Yep. A vase. Hey, that's a new one.
Holy!
So, question from Corey:
Stamp.
how excited is the crew
Got-
for
yeah,
the
got
Michigan
ya.
Ren Fest?
I can answer that question.
Absolutely, Oliver.
Very. I'm so ready.
Interesting on the handle,
Hey,
shaking things up a little bit.
if the people voted for a vase, then we don't need our traditional mug functionality and action. Now we're still going to give it the iridization, but I do think that turned out pretty darn cool. Can we see that inspiration flower one more time, Bess?
Absolutely. So that's on the left-hand side of the screen.
And we're going to get the reduction, and I'll bring it back one more time when this thing is metallic.
I'll tell you what, I don't think that anybody would complain about having a ice cold, delicious blackberry-filled sangria out of that
Ooh.
before
That would
they
be
did
good.
their arrangement.
I love a good blackberry anything.
Oh, baby.
Absolutely beautiful.
So that one's going to be for sale. We're going to get that up on the website in no hurry, but we will let you know. Let's do one more. When it's up on the website. Thanks, Oliver.
Michelle wants to know, because she doesn't have a mic anymore, do you guys like seeing the inspiration pictures and seeing the piece side by side there at the end to be able to compare them?
Watch how gently this comes off the pipe. A perfect punny.
Is
Very
that
nice,
gentle
Oliver.
or is that gentle?
It's probably the second one. That was the Italian history in that one.
Look, we're burning circles, Michelle. Show that when I pick this up in the block we set it on.
All right.
Very
That's
nice.
a unique one right there.
Woo! Matching colors too. Nice.
Work, Oliver.
That's a great job, dude.
Tight.
So
All right.
as we figure out what's going to happen next, I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of our housekeeping. Couple of things to mention for you guys. First and foremost, last week was a charity show week for us, so we raised money for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And 10% of sales from the show did get written into a check that is getting sent out to them. And so thank you for helping us raise. You got to zoom in there. There you go. Our check got a little smaller on me. But thank you for helping us raise $75, and that's going to go out to them. So thank you to those of you who helped with that. You are included in that name of the GA team. So A couple other things here. We've got 2 giveaways. The first is going to be our... You flip that so you can't see the name. I've learned from my errors from weeks ago. The first one is going to be the monthly $100 gift card winner. So our question for that was, if you could design a custom glass cocktail set for your ideal summer party, what would it look like? You guys really got creative with this one. I really want to read some answers. So I've got a tumbler style Van Gogh beat pattern with beaded bubbles blown in the glass colors clear, purple, and blue. Very specific here. Somebody else said the picture would have shades of red, white, and blue, preferably swirly designs. The individual glass would each have a shade of white, a shade of blue, and a shade of red. Somebody said a big, tall, square pitcher with cranberry and granny green twist, a nice clear foot. I mean, you guys were getting really, really creative with this. Our winner for the gift certificate said, I saw a set once of Starry Night glasses. My ideal set would look like those. They were beautiful. So congratulations on your $100 gift card to Carol Simmons.
All right, Carol.
So Carol, you're going to get an email from our wonderful staff about that gift card. There will be instructions on how you can redeem that. You can redeem that in-store. You can redeem that online, however you choose. Our next giveaway question. Oliver, could you hand model our lovely leaf?
Oh, I can hand model.
Yes. So this is our giveaway from last week. We got a beautiful leaf here with a purple on purple twisted stem.
Yeah.
Our question, yes, Oliver, you did make that.
Yeah.
So it's only fitting that you hand model. Our question for that giveaway was, what's the most unique color combination you've seen in a glass pumpkin? There was one paragraph, which I love when people go and just write paragraphs in our answers. See how long this is?
It's super cool.
I love that.
That's a full page.
Somebody
Yeah.
said from the ones they've seen recently, a white one with confetti-colored speckles, green and orange. A lot of people saying orange. I like the fall colors, but have added purple and blue. Sounds like you're branching out. I love that. Somebody said the Great Lakes-themed pumpkins from last year. That was a great signature pumpkin.
That was a beautiful signature.
Our winner says, everyone is unique in its own way. And I actually really like that you say that, because when I give a tour for our classes in the gallery, I really like to talk about how the word unique gets overused a lot in a lot of industries, but handmade glass really is unique in its own way. Every single piece is one of a kind, and that's really the fun part about hand-blown glass. So congratulations to Wendy McInnes.
Wendy.
So Wendy, you're going to get an
Champion.
email about how to get that leaf out to you. So congratulations there.
Well, she actually bought something tonight, so
There
Wendy's
you go.
a champion collector of our work and of the studio, supporter and patron of the arts, and she deserves to have a most beautiful leaf put together here on the show. Congratulations,
Absolutely.
Wendy. As Chris is sketching it up, I won't take too much of your time here. I just want to mention, as we pan over this table one last time, as we have every week, put together is a beautiful display by Ellery, who's back there in the background working in the shipping department. But this is the opportunity, folks, for especially items that aren't recreated exactly to spec on the website. These are items that you could purchase. I don't even think you can actually purchase these curly reeds on our website right now. You can purchase the garden blooms, and they'll come one and done in the same type color pattern. But these reeds are all individual, and they're not for sale on the website. So if you're interested in something for your garden, this is your opportunity to purchase. A little wobbly. This is your opportunity to purchase the exact piece that you think would fit your home. And we got some big ones, we got some small ones. The rebar is included in the price, so consider checking that out on the website. And why don't we take a look at what's going on here?
I'm just going to steal this.
Bess is stealing your leaf, Wendy. Oh,
Hey.
boy. All right, yeah, I'll take
Hey,
the
El-
camera. Look at this, folks. Would you look at it?
Come out, heat it up, go in the mold, and tap it down, and heat it up, and you're gonna bring it to me, flash it to me, and I'm gonna tap it flat.
Will you pop your mic on? Let's hear what's going on.
I'm gonna tap it flat, and we're gonna drop that on. I'm gonna push it up onto the bottom of the piece,
Okay.
so that we get all the tendrils pushed up on there.
Yeah.
You know?
Now this is going to be super cool. Just by looking at it, this is unique. This is one of a kind. We haven't done anything like this on the show in any recent show of the 278 shows that we've done.
Once again, I just love doing brand new things I've never been asked to do before in front of a live audience.
That's the motto.
yeah.
That's the motto of the show.
I don't think I'll ever get used to the feeling, but
Well, we
I do
push it to
enjoy
the
it.
limits. So let's see. Hold on one sec. Let me see if I can get a nice zoom of this gather, and I'll see inside the furnace, because this will be some of the last couple shows that we'll actually be using this furnace.
Betsy.
Good old Betsy.
Yep. We had Bart, who's already out in the truck bay, going to be picked up next week, sold.
Tuesday.
And then we got Betsy.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get in there and let's see what we can do.
You ready?
Yes, go for it. Oh, there's his arms. There we go. Yeah. Nice. Cool. So that's a decent sized gather, and I'd say actually that's a pretty competent gather right there when it comes to learning how to pull the material out of the furnace. And we've said it a million times before. The way that you can actually test test gathering out of the furnace is by using honey in a drumstick. And if you could gather up with lukewarm honey, I'd say if you could gather up a golf ball size amount of honey on the end of a drumstick, then you might be able to be a glass blower.
Like a chicken drumstick? It'd be easy.
All right. I'm talking about like a Def Leppard drumstick.
Oh, yeah.
So what was that? 2 coats of the strawberry milk?
It was iris and then 1 coat of strawberry milk to give a speckled organic flower pattern.
It's going to be an expensive pattern. So all in one move, and a lot of times people wonder how we can make it look so easy and do things so fast. It's because we practice our whole lives for that. That's what you're learning, is how to increase your amount of time spent, decrease the amount of time spent on certain moves so that the glass holds its core heat, it moves smoothly, and you don't have to force it around in any which way. So by Chris putting on that color, melting in the surface, marvering it on the table once, blowing the bubble and swinging it out, he's got this beautiful molten core heat to it where he can shape this all the way up to the neck there. And the longer he takes time on this and reheats it, the hotter the tip he's working on is going to be, and the colder the rest of the piece up here gets. And that's just the nature of going in and out of the hole. The tip goes in first, it comes out last, and so that way it gets hotter there rather than the rest of the piece.
Below.
So we got the neckline in there, he's finishing up the shape. Really, he's doing it all in one move, and you can see the symmetry in the piece.
Keep going.
And if this was all clear, you'd see, and I can slightly see what's going on behind the color, but you'd see that bubble in there perfectly symmetrical as well. Watch your toes down here, Bess.
That's a toe burner. If that got stuck in between your baby toe and is it your ring toe? What's the next one over? It would be your ring toe, because most people wear a ring on that toe, don't they?
Could you wheeled over here for a second?
You want that?
The customer who asked the question, are we doing live demos on Friday? It's a great segue to say our support system, Amy here, is taking a new position.
It's
and she is moving on from the Glass Academy, but she answered your question and she said, yes, there's live demos this Friday. Yep.
That's right, Amy, to support you guys. She's moving on to an amazing role at another amazing company, and if you guys send her some love in the chats, I know she's not on the show all the time, but if you've called the studio before, if you guys have really done anything involving the studio, she's been a part of what's been happening here. So give her some mojo, send her along, and she is a champion. That being said, we are looking to fill a position in sales, folks. We've got our event space coming up, the Michigan Room, which if you look past yonder Bess there and pass through our virtual gallery, once again, we'll remind you, and we just did a bunch of clearing out back here.
Is yonder like yodel?
Yonder and yodel do go hand in hand. There's our high-low. Nice.
I know, we should
High-low,
name her.
yodel,
Hey,
yodel,
go
yodel.
get Yonder.
Yonder
him
yodel
over
the high-low. Let me keep my brain moving forward here.
We named our
Sounds a
cars.
little bit
Why
like
don't-
Yertle the turtle.
Hold on now, everybody. What I was saying is that we've got an event space coming up, and if you know somebody, an event and sales coordinator driven by sales, driven by talking to people and setting up projects, pass them our way. Business is ever growing, changing, and flowing, and that's the beautiful next step of the Glass Academy, Thatch Gallery, and the Gathering Point. I couldn't tell you which part rhymed, so yes.
Is it growing and flowing?
Yeah, that's right.
Oliver, I'm
All
gonna
the
sit
backs
down.
of our shirts.
We do have,
have
1, 2,
5
3,
different
4, 5
colors.
different colored shirts on. That's pretty sweet. I can't wait to get a nice custom wood backdrop right there, folks. That's the next.
Oliver, I'll trade you.
That's maybe like 10
Go ahead and
pieces
heat
of
that up, and you're
progress
gonna give it a
past
swing
what
and
we're
then
doing.
bring it out to me.
First is coming in the bar and all that goodness. But those little things do matter around here. We want to get it looking tight.
Like a full 360
Coming through.
swing or just dangle
And
it?
so you can spin it kind of quick so it spins out a little bit. And you're gonna turn around, come out and turn your back towards everybody and come that way and give it a drip down and then up and hold your pipe up in the air.
Up, down.
Up. Nope, come on, drop it.
There we go.
Stay.
You want paddle or anything?
No.
No. Whoa, look at this sweet technique.
It's carving.
Ah.
This is glass sculpting, folks. No air in this. He's sculpting it into that beautiful ribbed, kind of flower-like, molten magma.
So that's a great
Texture.
segue into anything done at this bench is considered glass blowing. So sometimes people think the sculpting part, it's still called glass blowing.
Yep.
So all the tools, the techniques, the only thing that makes it blowing is you're putting air down the pipe.
At what point would you consider it glass sculpting?
Oh, I don't know the answer to that. I mean,
I would
Oliver,
say
hit
that
it.
there is sculpting that's done at the glass blowing bench, and if a piece is completely, wow, look at that. If a piece is completely
Good.
solid, and all you're doing is altering the texture on the surface, the inside, the outside, I would consider that glass sculpting.
I know, but if you're describing it to someone and you're like, what do you do? Mostly
Glass sculptor, glass blower.
Depends on your style of product.
Yeah.
Most people in the industry say glass blower.
I've got an interesting question for
One
the
more
people
time,
watching
Oliver.
the show, whether you're watching currently or after the fact or not, whatever your deal is, whoever you are, I'm sure you're amazing. My question for you is, look at him pulling this stem out. Look at the way they sync their hands up together to make this happen.
It's good.
Beautiful.
All right,
Little
3
extra
green
length.
leaves.
Really nice.
Okay.
My question to you is, in your industry, whatever it may be, is there any particular questions that when you say, oh, I do this,
Come on.
you know, or oh, I'm a part of this company, is there any particular question that is continually asked to you right off the bat? For example, one of the main ones that we get is, oh my gosh, you're a glass blower? That's so cool. Do you ever burn your lungs? That's a classic one. That's a super classic one.
Oh gosh.
I get asked if I get burned all the time.
Yeah. What's another one that you think would be a classic one for glass blowers when you tell people that we're a glass blower?
Is that plastic?
No, you strong lung.
Yeah.
Like
Strong
you can't be a
lungs,
glass
right.
blower. You're too tiny. You're small. Or
Totally.
only men do that.
How do you handle the heat?
Yep. That's a good one.
And then in the past like 6 months, whenever someone asks me that, I just look at them and say, I cry.
Take another one off of that one.
Okay.
Oh, got Bess in action there.
It's gonna end real good, real quick.
Sounds good. Michelle's checking in with what the timing of the show is, which piece is the giveaway. This piece is in fact going to be for sale. This piece is going to have a hand-in-hand Instagram video with it that Bess is working on. And we're going to put this one up on the website. And I do believe that both the other products that were made on tonight's show have been put up on the website and are for sale. That's the Gathering Point page on the Glass Academy website, folks.
We need a new one.
If you guys see, I don't have a mic right now. But if you guys see the comment from Amy, she used her personal Facebook, but she did put the link in the comments to that.
Nice. What was I going to say? Oh, have we mentioned since the One and Done page went live, Amy had a big part in putting that one up on the website. Members got first exclusive access and as well as access during our customer appreciation event with an incredible coupon code. But has everybody went and looked at the One and Done specialty product page on our website? These are 90% pieces from the experimental show, from the Gathering Point show, things that have a video that coincide with the creation of their essence.
Yep.
And they are one and done pieces too. I'll do it after this leaf. So I would consider taking a look at that and seeing these pieces that we can't recreate a web page every time we want to put up a new product for one piece.
Wait a second. I get to talk a second. Sharon Watch has one. When I was a UPS driver, or when she worked at UPS, everyone would ask me if I knew their driver, even when they were in another state.
Oh yeah, that's like, oh, I went to U of M, you know, I grew up in Ann Arbor. Oh, do you know my friend?
It's so funny.
Oh,
you go for a punty.
Oh my goodness. She's getting way bigger, she's getting fluffier.
She is a shop cat.
Look at those dirty little paws. Oh my God.
Mary says, I'm in the medical field. Have you ever been vomited on?
Wow. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, that was a good question. I'm the aircraft mechanic. I always get asked, do you know how to fly the planes?
That's a good one. I know a mechanic.
Yeah, Shane, does he know how to fly planes?
I don't know. I've actually never asked him.
I'm pretty sure he does.
I do remember growing up with, it's a good friend of mine, Shane Cotter, and I remember sitting there, he's a few years older than me, and watching him play this aircraft simulator game that had like 100,000 buttons. It was like a real aircraft, and I was just like, oh my God, what's going on?
I think he learned to fly first and then became the mechanic after, if I remember
Give it a
correctly.
flash, Oliver.
All right, we normally go till 7:30. We've got to make a giveaway piece, though. The pressure is on.
Can't really tell what time this is.
That watch doesn't look like it's right.
No, I don't think it is.
But check out your watch, dude.
It says 12:05. Is it 12:05 for anybody watching the show out there? We know we got a lot of different change in time. A little bit of aguacita. Beautiful break. Real nice.
Green
Thank
lip
you.
wrap.
Real nice. That's right. So after this, we will
Matching
go
the
into
beat.
giveaway.
Huh?
Matching the feet.
Yeah.
Any glass blowers out there watching the show? This is a new glass material we're going to give a shot to. Normally we get our glass in cullet form, so it's pre-melted once already. For the sake of the fact that we remelt multiple more times after with our recycled glass, and we use every last ounce of glass we can here at the Glass Academy. We're we're going to try this pelletized batch material that hasn't been melted down from sand once before. So there's less emissions into the planet. We're getting them in paper bags,
Three
which
coats.
is less plastic than shipping actual sharp glass across the globe. So there's less plastic going into the landfills, and it should be an even clearer and more functional, amazing, brand new glass for us. So we're getting a trial run done. We're getting a couple bits of glass sent over that we're going to test, see if we like it with our new furnaces. We'll keep you in the loop about that. And looking forward to that. Really excited to change it up and take a new step into a different direction.
Ready,
I like
Oliver?
the one Icarus said, when you act and you're an actor, people would say, what have I seen you in? Like you know their whole TV schedule.
Right.
Well, I was on the other day, Channel 4, when you were watching. I think we just want to engage with people, and we just don't know what the right question is to ask. We just want to talk to Etta Dirtyfoot.
Etta Dirtyfoot with her tag.
Etta Dirtyfoot.
She's a lounger. She really is a lounger.
You get a
Just
little
likes
puff and we'll
hanging
rip it
out.
open. Same move.
She likes people. She's like, what up?
Well, she was a rescue cat. So we did get her from the shelter here in our town. And it was a police officer who turned her in. And her original name, who wants to guess that? You'll never guess it. Knight in Shining Armor was her
Really?
name. Yes. Just, you know, a short little...
No bones Etta.
Good.
Wow.
She
Nice
was the
move.
only kitten. She came running out and there was no one else there. So when she was old enough, we were able to adopt her.
She had no brothers and sisters?
No bones.
Not that they found.
All right, we'll take a stamp, Oliver.
Looking. This whole thing got turned. Wrapping this piece up. I'm a little bit curious as to what Jake is thinking about because he asked me for the sparkle glass. And he pulled out a pretty unique piece I'm seeing.
I think he's brainstorming to give away.
Yeah. One last shaper upper on this, and then we'll hit some reduction.
Yep.
Give it the bling bling.
She sat in a puddle and now she's cleaning herself. Well, you had like water that was splashed.
Want one
she
more?
Sat down in it.
I think I got plenty.
All right.
That's a pretty cool.
Super incredible, pedestal, flowery, inspired, ridiculous situation. Let's get it off there safe and sound. Come on, baby. Yes.
All right.
Right on your left. Bam.
You, sir.
Nice
Looking
work,
tasty in
Oliver.
there.
That's nice.
Great,
Sweet.
Chris.
That's a
Beautiful.
great situation.
Oh yeah, that's a nice one. So did I hear right?
sure.
You're doing Dichro?
No, I went into the Dichro region, but because, All right.
Dip it up, baby.
Well, I've got my portion to add after the cup has been made and it's on the punny. So would you be interested in making a tulip-shaped, maybe like low-footed, kind of snifter type situation?
Sure.
That kind of has some flowery mojo to it.
Yep.
And then I'll open it and finish it with the flower action. Yep.
Sounds good.
Perfect.
Like a small little summer snifter.
Not a snifter, like a
Tulip.
almost like a Glencairn kind of shape. I was
like
imagining. Something like that would be pretty
Alrighty.
awesome.
Sounds good.
So this could be used for drinking liquor out of, or in Michelle's case, putting Q-tips in, or anything in between.
Hey, wait, that's not. Could be cotton balls.
Could be cotton balls. Could be allergy pills.
Do we want it to be a foot on it, a stem, or just a
Up to you.
Glencairn foot?
Up to you.
All right.
Yellow and gold.
Yellow and gold?
Yellow and gold.
Meat for me.
Yep. We're going to collab on this one, folks, and it should be pretty sweet. We're going to have to see what the deal is, but you do know that this is the giveaway piece. This one's going to someone's house for free, no matter how crazy it turns out to be. And you can enter the giveaway, which has already been mentioned a couple times, by sending your answer to enews@glassacademy.com. You throw that up on the screen one last time, and I'll read this out loud once more as well. What's the most memorable or impactful community event you've attended during the summer, and why did it stand out to you? Not for the comments here. This is to send via email to enews@glassacademy.com.
And I do have the shortened version of that because all of the verbiage did not fit on the screen, but it is up there on the screen. I'm going to read a comment from YouTube. I had to use my translation app for this because there were too many words that I didn't know. But hopefully I get the gist of what this says. I want to thank you. I'm a ceramicist and a professor in visual arts. I have always had a romance with glass. You guys are an example for me to follow. Next year, I will study to blow glass. Keep it up, giving and teaching. Thank you very much. That's
Who
from
was that? Who said-
Angel in Argentina.
Yes.
How cool.
So hopefully I got the right gist of that message, but there were too many words I didn't know.
You know what? Have her.
Do students. Totally. Yeah. It's totally a educational situation. It's totally an educational situation, and to be passed on, we have a lot of families that watch this show with their children, and it's super cool, and I'm going this way.
Jake, you just go over there and handle business, okay?
Blow, Oliver. Keep going. Good.
Oh yeah.
So, I don't know, Jake, if you can tell me. I have a feeling Chris might be able to answer this question.
Blow.
Awesome. What
Good.
were you saying?
History of the Glencairn. So this came up a couple weeks ago for you and I, this cup.
Yeah.
And any history of that shape that you guys are aware of?
Well, it's my understanding that it was a couple. It was Glenn and Karen. They were a really amazing couple that loved their liquor, and they did it. No.
No, that's not a true story.
I don't know anything about the Glen Karen at all. I'm not a dark liquor drinker, and I've just been told what those appreciators
Swing this out
told
for a
me.
minute. One more light puff, and then
And
we're
I would
gonna
love to know if the Googleinator
paddle that bottom.
had anything to say about Glen Karen's history. Is Google AI? What is the history of the Glencairn? Maybe we just start with why is it named the Glencairn? Or what is the origin?
It's the company name that originally produced it.
Style of glass intended for drinking whiskey, developed and produced by Glencairn Crystal in Glasgow, Scotland.
It's a Scottish cup.
Yeah,
Very cool.
that's pretty sweet. And I wonder if Glenn and Karen, power couple, started that company.
I think it's a Scottish Scotch. Maybe. It might have something to do with the name. I don't know. You want to give me a power paddle on this?
Yep.
You want air or like just a?
I might need it, but I'll let you know.
Okay.
If it looks like something's going wrong, I'll tell you to puff.
Okay. Just
And if it
cap
looks like
now.
something's going perfectly right,
No.
it's going to be perfect.
Just cap it.
Yeah, just cap it.
It's a place. Glencairn is a place in Scotland.
Town.
It's like a civil parish, is what it says.
They probably got a lot of Scotch tasting over there. Scotch
In-
brandy and whatnot.
In Scotland.
Something like that, I think.
Stay on hard.
You guys are getting some
Keep
fun
going.
OT tonight, but right now this is a giveaway, so I'm going to show that question up on the screen one more time as soon as the smoke
Puff.
clears here, because I don't want to distract from that.
Literally.
I popped it
Puff.
up and I took it back real quick.
Does that look a good shape for you?
I think that looks just pretty, really awesome.
All right.
All right, so I've got that giveaway question up on the screen. I do have an abbreviated version of that just because it's a longer question this week and
Very
it didn't
nice.
fit. So the full question is, what's the most memorable or impactful community event you've attended during the summer, and why did it stand out to you?
Okay.
So I was trying to think about it.
You want it?
What are you considering a community
I'm
event?
gonna take it right from there.
Keep an eye on that flower.
I know one for me every year is Dearborn Homecoming. I get to see a lot of people that I don't usually get to see throughout the year. We have friends that come back to town who used to live here that we get to see at homecoming. So that's a fun thing to do. That's coming up actually this weekend. It is.
All right.
Oh, the question about what's the most memorative or impactful community event you've attended during the summer, and why did it stand out to you? That's it, folks. Community event. That was that's what I meant to say, was the farm dinner, you guys. It was amazing. Green Things Farm. Those guys are great. We went to a amazing dinner. It's all good. Check it out. It's all right.
And this is the giveaway piece now, correct?
That's correct.
All right.
All right, we got our game plan. Thanks for that, everybody. We're going to open this up and we're going to make it incredible. Still not tell you guys what we're doing. Man, the lighting in here is beautiful right now with the sun coming down. Wow. Kind of got an orange hue to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Really amazing.
We look so tan.
I do love some good lighting.
I
Went
do
over
have
it.
an update from Amy that all of the items made so far on the show are live and available for purchase on the website.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
What if they're watching the show? Can you describe what happens if they're watching the show after?
Yeah, so if you are watching this as a replay, you're not watching this live. If an item is still available, it will be live on the website for 1 week after the show. So if you're within the week and you're watching this, go check out the website still, see if those items are available if you're interested in them. After that, they usually get taken down off the website. If they're still available, they might be available in the gallery. You can always shoot us an email to see if a previous item that made
One
on a
and
show
done page.
or the one and done page.
Brand new.
Hey, you know what I never thought of? I don't have a mic on. People who watch with their grandkids, guess what's going to happen when their grandkids grow up? They're going to come to us.
Yeah. Yep. grandkids will be checking it out. We will be kicking. I kind of like this shape a little bit. It's a little weird and kind of nice.
The old Glencairn.
This is much bigger than a Glencairn, folks. You can store Q-tips or anything in here.
Why do you keep going back to the Q-tips?
I don't know.
Glee, that's a sherry glass.
A sherry glass? What makes it a sherry glass?
It's just a low, non-monumental in size, kind of before bed on your bedside, because you're supposed to smell sherry when you drink it, and you're supposed to just put a little bit in there, like a quarter of the glass full, and move it around, just like you do with, the Glencairn glass. I remember my grandparents had a whole bunch of those in their house when they were from the, entertaining or doing whatever in the 50s after dinner. Yes.
All right, guys.
They have a glass of sherry. Oh, yeah.
We're about to put on the final finishing giveaway flair to this piece. Oliver, let's do the sticking bit.
All right.
Just you guys wait.
Kristen, you mentioned Lucy will be in town next week's show.
What did you say?
Did you mention that Lucy will be in town for next week's show?
Is she going to be on the show?
So, yeah, I didn't even hear what you said. I could just hear. Oh, Michelle's mentioning to me to mention to you folks that
Alrighty.
Lucy's going to be in town next weekend. Lucy, our daughter, she's coming into town from New York, and she's going to be hanging out, which is going to be great.
So maybe you'll see her on the show, maybe you won't. It'll be a surprise for all of us.
Yeah.
My
Well, she is gonna
sister
be here
also gonna
Tuesday.
be here. My sister's going to come hang out during the show as well.
Nice.
Yeah. So we're just going to have a live studio audience between Lucy and my sister if they both come.
Heck yeah.
Thank goodness her name isn't Lucy.
Next week's the sister show.
It is the sister show next week.
Well, that's cool. It's a goblet show, so maybe we'll just get real focused and make something super crazy.
Oliver, do you have a sister?
I do not have a sister,
Well, you're
Meh.
excluded from the sister show then.
I know.
but I
for the
am up
bling
for
and cheer.
adoption.
I got a few different sisters.
you're
I could invite them both. My one sister's in town from Chicago right now.
Absolutely not.
And so are your sisters. A sister show would be Bring the Sisters.
So this is gold with yellow spots and a yellow, bright yellow flower right there. This is the giveaway.
Beautiful
That
Q-tip
looks super
holder.
nice.
Someone's getting this for free. You can hold as many Q-tips
I'm gonna put
as
so
you
many
want.
Q-tips in that thing.
Yeah, it's gonna get out of control. Let me get one more.
You could put those ones that are made for horses at the end of the Q-tips, like the size of like a peach. You put one in there.
The horse Q-tip
You put it in your
holder.
put it in your horse barn. Got a stamp, or you stamping the bottom?
I'm gonna stamp the bottom.
We always make sure, for those folks that don't know it, we stamp it with the GA stamp. That's our signature. Oliver's got it in his hand. We're going to make sure that we get that right on there.
Right on there.
So then you know it came from our studio here in Dearborn, Michigan, right outside of Detroit. And the claw gets it.
The claw.
That's the crow claw.
Stepping in front of you real quick.
You know what? It might even be a vulture claw.
Yeah, that thing could do some damage.
I mean, show him the vulture shell. Right up there. He's in here. He comes in every day like a bat, and he hangs out during the day. There you go. He's right there, guys. And look at that puffy chest. He's right out of a Vegas sideshow.
All right, say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye now.
All right, everything that was made tonight, minus the giveaway piece, is live on the website one more time. I did just put that link in the comments for you guys. We do have live glass blowing coming up. When, Jake?
Live glass blowing in the studio. Is it this Friday, Amy?
This Friday.
This Friday. That means come on by, see us doing some production, talk casual. It's a little bit warm, and that's part of the experience. You want to come check out the shop when it's not overwhelming. It's a beautiful space. Things are happening. Come talk to us. Brand new class, the Leaf class, coming out as well. You can book that on the website now. Check it out. Come visit us in town. Big shouts out to our members, as always. We love you guys.
As always, we will see you next week, guys. Have a good night.